What's that?
My retirement plan from 1989.
This is a story about baseball, but I want to start off with a dirty little secret. I don't like baseball. When I was 12 years old in 1989, I did what every other Midwestern boy at that time did, and that was collect baseball cards. These weren't just cards, these were investment vehicles. To understand this, I think you have to start in 1979. There was this statistician named Dr. James Beckett, and he published the very first baseball card price guide. Anyone who had cards could go to any magazine rack and see what those cards are worth. And in many ways, that really fueled a boom. To put this into perspective, in 1979, if you had $200, you could have bought a new Sony Walkman. But if you invested those same $200 in baseball cards, by 1989, it would have been worth $4,500. And that Walkman money would have been enough to buy you a brand new car. Well, at least at Yugo. I didn't like baseball, but you didn't have to with these baseball cards. It was all about making money. After all, it was the 1980s.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works. Greed in all of its forms. And greed will save that malfunctioning corporation called the USA.
I had my own greedy scheme. I would find an unknown rookie. Each year, the baseball writers give an award to the best rookie, and they call it the Rookie of the Year. It was first given to Jackie Robinson, and many Hall of Famers have got it since then. It's prestigious, it's a big deal. I was going to predict who was going to be the next Rookie of the Year. I was going to buy up all of their cards, and I was going to make a lot of money. The 1989 season, Ken Griffey Jr. was the rookie who had all the hype. He had a beautiful swing and a wide smile. His father was baseball royalty. There was so much excitement about Ken Griffey that an upstart baseball card company called Upper Deck made him the first card of their very first set. This is a Beckett price guide from June of 1989. And in this issue, Ken Griffey Jr.'s rookie card was already up to $4. That was a lot. I needed to find somebody unknown, somebody that would turn into somebody valuable but wasn't recognized at the time. The year before, the Baltimore Orioles were legendarily bad.
Orioles have to settle for an American League record 21 straight losses.
They lost 107 games that season, and they were the worst team in baseball. And that year, they drafted a pitcher out of Auburn with a wicked curveball. He was relatively unknown. His name was Gregg Olson. '89 became Olson's rookie year. He was playing on a little respected team, and I felt he was the type of undervalued guy that I wanted. At around $0.25 a card, I would invest everything that a 12-year-old could to corner the market on Gregg Olson baseball cards. I was betting on him to outplay Ken Griffey and win the Rookie of the Year. I amassed quite a collection. Olson was pitching great, and he kept getting saves. The Orioles were actually playing really well. When the season ended, the Orioles were no longer the worst team in baseball. Olson had 27 saves, a 1.69 ERA, which is a statistic that is really, really good. And then came the day for announcing the American League's Rookie of the Year. In a near unanimous selection, Olson got it. I was right about the guy. The weeks leading up to the new Beckett Price Guide felt like an eternity. This was the magazine that would determine how much these cards are actually going to be worth. And so I waited and waited. Well, the price guide finally came. This is a Beckett guide from November 1989. This was the first time it would have reflected Gregg Olson winning the Rookie of the Year. And I can't tell you the level of anticipation I felt when I got this. So I opened up the guide, went to 1989 Donruss, where I had most of them, looked up the price in there. I saw the up arrow first. That's a good sign. That's it went up, meant they recognized it. And then I moved my finger over on its 50 cents. Oh, is that right? Did they not maybe recognize it yet? No, it was 50 cents. And 50 cents is actually the most that that card has ever been worth. Gregg Olson soon suffered an injury that slowed down his career. He wound up playing for 14 years on 10 different teams. Respectable, but it's not going to lead me to an early retirement. And while Ken Griffey did not make Rookie of the Year, he played for 20 years, was an MVP, and frankly has become one of the most popular baseball players of all time. Griffey was elected to the Hall of Fame with the highest vote count of any player in history. And those Griffey cards that I balked at paying $4 for in 1989 are worth much, much more. Professionally graded, mint condition Griffeys sell for over $2,000. As for my Gregg Olson cards, well, they didn't make me rich. And in hindsight, it was a bit weird for a 12-year-old to be so obsessed with cardboard, money, retirement plans. But here I am, 35 years later, still holding on to these worthless yet priceless reminders. Learn that sometimes, even when you think you've got it figured out, life can prove you wrong. Sometimes life just throws you a curve. Hey, Greg.
Down in Auburn, a young man's dream, firing them fastballs, his future gleamed. He had one pitch, made them all swing. A wicked break, a devastating thing. He threw me a curve, a pitch so fine, I thought his star would forever shine. But life's a game that's hard to call.